Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, this is Kristen Shank, one of the career coaches at Penn Foster, here with Jamie Kapalko. She's also one of the certified career coaches, team of two here. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about career services at Penn Foster and what we have to offer, and then we'll be diving in a little bit into some of our interviewing techniques. So, just a little bit about what we offer here. So today on the agenda is an overview of our career services, also our new career link platform that we're very, very excited to introduce. We're going to be talking a little bit about career cruising. We'll talk about interviewing before, during, and after the interviews, and then we will go into career coaching. So, my name's Kristen. As I mentioned before, Jamie and I got certified through the CPCC as certified coaches, and we are with the Professional Association of Resume Writers. So, we're here to help you on your journey and help as far as from graduation from enrollment all the way through graduation and beyond. We have a lot of services that can help anybody wherever they are at in their process.
Hi, this is Jamie. Thank you all again for joining us today. And today our presentation will cover, career exploration and discovery using assessments and goal setting, matching your job to your interests. We'll also discuss resume and cover letters, job search best practices, connecting with employers using CareerLink, which Kristen will get into talking about CareerLink in just a few minutes. We'll also discuss professional networking and business etiquette tips, creating an online professional image, and building experiences and skills with Career Readiness Bootcamp. We'll get into interview tips, and we're going to cover a lot about interviewing, as the title says. So things like expectations, question and answer prep, body language, post-interview follow-up, and we're going to talk about our new tool that we're very excited to have, which includes doing mock interviews with feedback from us, your career coaches. So we'll first take a look at the topic career cruising and what it has to offer. So Penn Foster partners with Career Cruising to offer built-in career services for all our students and alumni. It's an important part of your student experience, and it's designed to help you on your career path. You can explore schools, jobs, and skills you already have. And this is where we talk about the assessments and quizzes to match your results to the best job for you. Also, Career Cruising talks about developing your portfolio, which you can build a portfolio by organizing everything and putting it together in a strong resume. And it's so much more than job search. You can have access to a nationwide job search engine. You'll receive tips and advice to make your job hunt easier, and an employment guide to help you figure out what job is right for you. You're going to find interview and resume tips and look into projected salaries. And there's a job board there where you can check the latest job postings, chat with peers, and participate in polls. So speaking of employers, we have Career Readiness Bootcamp. And 9 out of 10 employers say they have a need for employees with soft skills. So while many applicants may be tech savvy, there is a growing demand for basic communication skills and other critical soft skills. So you might say, what are soft skills? They're also known as power skills. They're planning and organization, communication, productivity, teamwork, critical thinking, decision-making, flexibility under pressure. I actually did the Career Readiness Bootcamp, and I definitely feel like I benefited from graduating from that program. And if you're still discovering your career path, Taking assessment tests may help you. Assessments will measure aptitude, work interests, career readiness, qualifications, personality, work values, strengths, and weaknesses. Get matched to your dream job. Next, Kristen will tell us all about Penn Foster's new platform.
Thanks, Jamie. Well, we are introduced, we're proud to introduce our new platform called CareerLink. So, what this does is it connects it's designed to connect our students and graduates to the workforce. So it prepares them, gives them resources and tools, and helps them connect with our network of employers for the best employment opportunities. So it's one place you can search for jobs, look for our Penn Foster partners. You can do a worldwide job search based on region, what you're looking for, what your target salary range is, a vast a variety of ways to search in using this CareerLink platform. It also helps you build your resume and design for cover letters. And, we'll talk a little bit more too about how the coaches can come into play as far as helping you review and revise. Also with mock interviews, we can practice, the industry specific questions. You can, record your answers, re-record, save them, have them reviewed by friends, family, the career coaches, and we'll show you a little bit more about what that looks like and how we can prepare you for the workplace here as career coaches. But also within CareerLink, there's a resource library filled with all kinds of documents that were created by the career coaches, some tools, some blogs, some webinars that we've created to help you get ready. And not only that, but there's career coaching appointments. You can sign up to have advising appointments with Jamie or myself. We are certified. You can get an email reminder. You can set up an appointment for a specific reason. Or if you're not sure what you want to do, just call and talk to us, and we can help point you in the right direction or help you go through the assessments or whatever it is that you need. We can certainly help you get prepared for it. So let's talk a little bit about what it looks like, our CareerLink platform. So this is the view of what it looks like from the student dashboard. You can see my name's on there, Kristen. So this is kind of like a snapshot of what the main dashboard looks like. And on the left, you can see the list that you have, the menu items. Underneath some of them, you have the resume. You can, do the job search, advising appointments. We have the helpful resources, which is our library. But it has a new modern look and feel to it. It's easy to navigate and easy to find things. And of course, if there's support, on the CareerLink side as well as from the career coaches. The next slide I wanted to show you is the actual close-up of the dashboard and some of the partners that we have it within the CareerLink platform that we have partnered up with. They're leading industry employers, and they know the specific value that our graduates have as Penn Foster graduates. So that's something to be proud of. It's something that these employers are looking for, and now we have one place that we connect the students, the graduates, to these employers so that they can have the best employment opportunities as a result. So let's take a look at the next slide, which is how easy it is to look for jobs within the CareerLink platform. As you can see here, you can search by keyword, maybe by position title, job location, even the job function, or even a related industry. Here I have searched, in the search I put in veterinary technicians, but you can see some assistant positions come up as well. So you can search in a specific industry or in a related industry. So it gives you many different ways to look for jobs. So the next slide is just kind of a snapshot of how to sign up for an appointment. It's very easy to schedule an advising appointment with one of the career coaches. You don't have to know our name. You don't have to know really anything. You can just type in that you're looking for an appointment. It will show you the available appointments, what times and dates you can schedule, and then you just go from there, schedule the appointment. You'll get a reminder sent to you. The coach will get, one of us will get a message sent to us to let us know. And at that time, we'll call you and we'll go over whatever it is that you need is for um, for your career. Sorry, I put up the next slide and I'm looking at it. Oh, it's the resume template. So here is our resume template. I'm so proud of this because having a resume that's in the proper format is very critical. So many of you may not know this. Not only is someone looking at your resume, but also computer systems are reading your resume. Many large companies use something called the Applicant Tracking System, which abbreviated is the ATS system. So it's basically essentially a robot system that reads skills and keywords from your resume, but also it needs to be formatted in a way that computers can easily read, in a font that's easily readable by all computers, but also it needs to be visually friendly to a real person who is looking at it. If it's too wordy or if there's too much going on and it's hard to read, it can be off-putting. The resume needs to be easily readable within about 2 to 3 seconds by a person, and you also want to make sure you highlight critical skills and customize it each time for the job to optimize and maximize your chances of getting in front of a real person. So this was just an example of what our resume template looks like and what we've put into the CareerLink platform as the definition of what the output of formatted correct resume should look like. So they just wanted to give you an idea of what that looked like. And I think Jamie's here. She's going to talk as we lead into talking, we're going from resumes and we're going to lead into talking about, the resume leads to the interview. Ultimately, what's the goal? The goal is to get a job. But before all of that is you have to get the interview. But before that, you need to have a resume. So as we talk about the resume, we'll lead into interviewing, and Jamie will pick up and she will talk about that as well.
Hi guys, Jamie here again. So let's see. Here are the topics that we'll be discussing about interviewing: research and prep, professional attire, body language, reviewing common questions, post-interview expectations, and things to consider before accepting a job. We're also going to talk a little bit about mock interview practice, tell you about a new exciting tool that we have coming up to help you with those. And that new exciting tool is a big interview. And their biggest feature is the mock interview, where you actually use your computer's camera to record yourself answering interview questions. Mock interviews for any experience level. You can practice in front of the camera so that when the real time comes, you feel more at ease and more comfortable, and you'll be ready with your answers. And there's industry-specific interview questions where you get industry-specific interview answers. And they're going to help you to prepare for your career field. And it all happens step by step with our answer builder here in this big interview tool that we love using here for career services. It's been a big hit. And you can rate yourself. I'll show you an example of what you're going to be rating, and you can share those videos with anyone so you can get some feedback on how you did. There are some resources and tools for preparing for the workforce, and of course, always guidance from us career coaches. So let's see, you can practice, like I said, for any skill level, meaning entry level, mid-level, or senior level. And it's great that it gives you the different types there, so you're actually getting the practice you need for what you're applying for. So a big interview also gives you practice questions for the specific job that you're applying for. Here's an example of the medical assistant specific questions. And what happens is you click on the question and then you see a video of the person asking just like you will record yourself answering. Then here's where you rate yourself, and you send your top videos to anyone for feedback, which can be friends, family, or us career coaches here that will give you some tough criticism, but it'll make you ready for your interview. So you're going to rate yourself with a 1 to 4 star rating on things like how was your eye contact, did you have any nervous gestures, and did you actually answer the question? So big interview is great, and it's going to help you practice for your interview. And next, Kristen will talk about getting the interview.
Thanks, Jamie. So we went over the features of CareerLink and all of the great things, but we're going to dive a little bit more into the interview itself. So before you can go to the interview, you need to first get the interview. So here, let me get to the next slide here. One sec. Technical failure. Okay, we've got it. All right. So job applications can be frustrating and long, but be sure to follow the application directions carefully. So it turns out job applications can be long, but sometimes the instructions are very simple. And if you're listing too many things or submitting things they didn't ask for, it can actually work against you. So just make sure you read them very carefully and follow them carefully. The next thing is, we always like to throw a reminder in there as the coaches, is make sure that you have a voicemail greeting set up on your phone, and make sure it's set up in a professional way for your and make sure it's empty and not full. If you're expecting callbacks from employers, you want to make sure that they can leave a message, and that the greeting they're receiving, if you're not available, is of professional nature. Remember that first impressions start before the interview. Employers are looking for professionalism and communication skills, and that can start before they even talk to you. So another thing you're going to want to do on the note of first impressions is Google yourself. Make sure that your social media pages are set to clean and set to private. You want to make sure your profile pictures are something that looks professional. And resume format is critical. Beat the bots. We'll talk more about that, but we'll keep saying that over and over again, how resume format is very, very critical. So the online resume, the applicant tracking system, this is what we call the resume bots. So as we mentioned before, they are computer systems used to screen the applicants. It must be ATS friendly to get past these systems. What they do is they organize, sort, and they screen candidates based on what content you include in your resume. So it's looking for stuff like keywords from the job description, skills matching the job description, and various things like that. CareerLink and our career coaches can help assist you with the resume creation, the revision, and making sure that it is in the format that it needs to be for the applicant tracking system. So just something to keep in mind. So now that we talked about getting the interview, you are now at the point where you've gotten the interview, but you have a little bit more you have to do to prepare for that interview. So before the interview, you're going to want to do some research on the company. Look at their website. Look at anything you can find about them, Google them, find as much information as you can, and learn something about them so that when you get to the interview, you can talk about it. Know the job title and the details of the job description. I know that sounds silly and like common sense, but it's very important that you know what job you're applying for and what's required of it. Another good thing to do is create a LinkedIn profile and follow the company. that you're applying to and where you're interviewing, follow them on LinkedIn. If you're not sure how to do that, we'll have the career coaching contact information at the end of this webinar, and you can contact us and we can show you how to set up a LinkedIn profile and how to use it. You're going to want to eat and sleep normal. Eat breakfast, eat lunch, whatever it is that you normally do. Don't go in on an empty stomach. Make sure your brain is fueled. Make sure everything is fueled, and make sure your stomach isn't growling in the middle of that interview. So just some things to think about. So what else do we want to do? In this day and age, you want to try to cover the tattoos and piercings as much as possible until you know their policy. Well, most people aren't as conservative as they used to be, and it's widely accepted. You just don't know their policy, and you don't know who you're interviewing with. So until you know that, it's best to just cover that up until you have the job or until you know the culture of the place that you're working. Another important thing is do a sit-down test in front of a mirror to make sure your outfit looks okay while seated. You may be standing in front of a mirror, it looks great, and when you sit down, it may look different. The seams may look weird, it may be bunchy, or especially if you have a skirt, you just want to make sure it's not too short when you're sitting down. So it's just another thing to think about when you're getting ready. Also review some common interview questions and help prepare yourself for the answers. Again, the big interview and the career coaches, and even during this webinar, you're going to see us go through some very common interview questions and how best to answer those. So it's good so you're not caught off your feet on what to do, and you'll be able to reply in a much more genuine and professional way. So before the interview, see all the stuff we have to do before the interview? It's very important. You're going to want to know the location. So either drive by, make sure you arrive 10 to 15 minutes before the interview. So use GPS, drive by, whatever you need to do to make sure that you know the parking situation and you're getting there on time, 10 to 15 minutes before your interview. Not any sooner than that, because then the person, if you get there 20 minutes or 25 minutes early, the person that you're interviewing with may feel rushed and it may feel like you're there too soon. So about 10, 15 minutes early is about ideal time to arrive. Take a bottle of water, a notepad, and a pen into the interview with you. Leave your phone in the car or make sure it's off. It's not even on vibrate, just so there's no distraction whatsoever, especially when you get into the interview portion. Lastly, make sure your references know they may be contacted. So if you're providing references either on the application or at the time you're in there on your resume, make sure that they know, especially if you've had an interview, that they could be contacted if the employer really likes you and wants to know about you. They may call them right away. You never know. So, dress for success. So obviously you want to dress professionally, plan a wardrobe that fits the organization that you're applying for or you're interviewing for. So the rule of thumb on this is that you dress 1 or 2 levels higher than the job that you're going for. If you're not sure what that means, certainly post it in the comments and questions, and we'll be taking questions at the end of the webinar, and we'll be going over some of those, or the career coaches can talk to you about what's appropriate for what kind of interview. Make sure your clothes are cleaned and ironed. Poorly fit clothes and unnatural hair colors can send an awkward message. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of just depends on using your judgment on the place that you're working and the culture that goes there. So just when in doubt, that's why you want to do research ahead of time and Google the company and make sure you know what's accepted or what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Okay, we're going to turn it back over to Jamie. She's going to go over the interview. Dun, dun, dun.
Thanks, Kristen. So, the interview. You practiced, you got dressed up, you know where you're going, and you are arriving 10 to 15 minutes before your interview time. Don't know how many times we can say that, but it is a big deal. Another tip, refrain from smoking in the parking lot. If someone's a non-smoker, they'll smell it on you right away. Also, as Kristen said before, it's best to leave your phone in the car to have 0 distractions. And make sure anyone you see, you're greeting with a friendly attitude. Smile, a hello. You will be in the lobby because you're arriving early, so you'll be waiting in the lobby. You may see a few people. Be sure to smile at all of them. And when you meet your interviewer, firm handshake. No fishy hands, firm handshake. Don't hurt them, just a firm handshake. So the interviewer, the person who's interviewing you, remember their name. Very important. People love to hear their name. If you can repeat that back and address them, it will be impressive. So remember the name of your interviewer. You can put your bag on the floor next to your chair. Just going in there, you're already prepared with where to put your bag down. You don't even have to think about it. It'll come natural. We see people fidget with it on their lap, on the table. They're moving it. Just set it down right away and focus. Smile and make eye contact. Be sure to speak with confidence and excitement. Make sure when you're answering the questions that you let the interviewer finish the question before you start answering. And it's okay and expected to take a moment and compose a good answer before you speak. Always be concise with your structured beginning, a structured middle, and a structured end. And answer with humble confidence. Be yourself and be honest. Positive attitude, this gets you a long way. You know, even if, you know, anyone can sense if you're in a positive mood or negative mood. You let off this energy and want and show enthusiasm towards it. Make sure you're passionate and determined. And again, show your positive personality. And to wrap it up, here's a few things that you don't want to do. You don't want to criticize other people or previous employers. You're following a trend, nothing negative, not even about other people. You don't talk badly about the company you worked for. You don't talk badly about competitors. And make sure, you know, don't oversell yourself or you're going to lose the sale. Again, being humble and honest and genuine gets you a long way. You want to be sure not to ramble on. You want to show that you are focused. Fidgeting and playing with your hair, playing with your jewelry, those are all don'ts as well. And the interviewer has already seen your resume. They've already read your resume. Instead, try to focus on what strengths you're bringing to that position. Talk about what you can do for the company. So next up, we'll have Kristen again, and she's going to go over some common interview questions.
Okay, so we have the very, very common question. So tell me about yourself. It's probably the first question that most interviewers ask. So what they're looking for here, and let me put up the next, is they're not looking for you to dive into your life story, where you were born, how many cats you have, what you do on the weekends, what color your car is. They're not looking for that. What they want to know, what they truly want to know is, where are you professionally and what your professional goals are. You can say a little bit about your personal life to give them a little glimpse of your personality, but what they really want to know is, where are you professionally and where do you want to go? So keep that in mind. We can certainly, as career coaches, help you prepare the best answer for you. Once we get to know you, we kind of go over where you're at. We can formulate the best answer for you. So the other most common question is, why do you want to work here? or why should we hire you, or what makes you want to work here. Any version of why do you want to work for us is going to come up in an interview. So you want to talk about specific things you like about their company. You're going to compliment them. Show how your wants and your strengths align with their needs. So you're going to be passionate about working there. You don't want to talk about money or indicate that you're only going to work there for a short time. You don't want to talk about how it's a foundational or a stepping stone or a, stop along the way to somewhere else. No, you want to work for them, and this is why, and this is what kind of value I bring to you. So certainly that takes a little practice getting used to, but that's what we're here to do is help you practice. So let's go on to the next question. Why did you leave your last job? So if you left voluntarily, explain why. Perhaps you're looking for a different challenge. Maybe you're looking to do something completely different altogether, different industry. Refer to some things that attracted you to interview for this position. Perhaps that's why you're leaving the other job if you're still at another job. If you were let go or fired, don't lie. Tell them the truth. They can make a phone call and find out. So just tell them what happened, and then move on. Because if you're honest and you explain the situation, explain what you learned from it, employers know people make mistakes. It's always good to use words like downsizing, budget cuts, bad economy. Those are all good defenses, but they have to be true, because if you say something that's untrue and they make a phone call, they can very quickly find out otherwise. So just be honest. Certainly do not bash the last company you worked for. Don't say, I don't work there anymore because I really didn't like them at all. You just, you explain it in a different way. So you're not saying anything negative, as Jamie said, about any other employer, previous or current. Don't say anything that's making, don't say that you're making a career switch and tired of doing the same old thing. Employers want loyalty. They want you to stay. They don't want to hear anything that makes it seem like you're going to come in and just go right back out. So the next question, why should we hire you? This is different than why do you want the job? Why do you want the job is what's in it for you. Why should we hire you is what's in it for us. So if the employer, I want to know, what value do you bring to me? So what you're going to want to do is highlight your success in your previous job. Tell them why you're a perfect fit for this job. Not why you want it. You already addressed why you want it, and if they didn't ask you yet, they will ask you. So this is what value you bring to them. Demonstrate a knowledge of the position that you're applying for. Highlight any leadership examples, any time management skills that you have, accomplishments in your personal life or your education or any volunteer work. Remember, personal life and personal accomplishments and life experiences add value in an interview, not just what you have on your resume. You will inevitably be asked the question, can you just describe a difficult work situation? And usually they're going to follow it up with this, and how did you handle it? Or how did you overcome it? So you're going to want to have this answer prepared, ready, know what you're going to say, tell them how you overcome it, and highlight the fact that it was a good outcome. So be specific. Pick an example that relates to the position that you're applying for. Again, be sure it had a positive outcome. Usually they'll ask, do you have any questions for me? They'll talk and talk and talk, and they'll say, oh, do you have any questions for me? So what you're going to want to do is, don't ever say no. No, that's good. I have no questions. Don't ever say that. Always have a question. If you can't think of anything, if you're sure they've covered everything and you have nothing you can think, ask them something about the company culture or your chance of progressing with the company, your chance of professional growth, something like that. there's got to be something that you can ask them. And be honest, if you have a planned vacation or you need days off that would impact the training or your employment, you need to let them know at that time so that they can be prepared for it. So that is the common questions. There's many, many more. And of course, the coaches can help you prepare, and Big Interview can help you prepare. So that's just touching on some ones that we know we need help with. So after the interviewer, you're going to thank the interviewer by name, of course, use a firm handshake. Show appreciation for the opportunity and the interviewer. Make sure you're in your body language and the stuff that you're saying, and it's clear that you are very thankful. If you don't have their email address, try to get that from them at that time, and then you can send them a follow-up thank you within 24 hours of the interview. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point. It's going to thank them, highlight your strengths again, why you are a good match for the job. You're looking forward to it. Show enthusiasm and passion, and close by saying, yes, I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. Thank you so much. So that can actually set you aside from other applicants. If all things being equal, you send a thank you follow-up email, that could be just enough to push you over the finish line. So we're getting towards the end of our webinar. I have up here again on the screen is our coaching services that we offer, along with the Career Link platform that we have as available to our students and our alumni. And we'd like to close this up by asking if you have any questions. Jamie's going to join us too and kind of help bring this home and see if you need anything. But that's our webinar for today, and we're going to open it now. Jamie, do you want to say anything?
I just want to say thank you again, all, for watching and listening, and we really hope that we were able to provide you with some resources, and we hope to hear from you to provide that career service for you. So, and enroll today, and you'll have career services for life.
Let me see. We're having a hard time seeing the. Hold on just a second here. I'm trying to see the questions. Bear with me. One sec here. I can see the questions, but I can barely see what they say. So we're trying to hone in on that so I can see what's going on. Bear with me here. If you're still there, hopefully you are. Okay, we got it up. Okay. So, first question. High school program. Let me just read it real quick. Okay, so this one is from a student who is 40 years old thinking about going to the vet tech program after high school. No, vet tech, she's asking if she's too old to go into the vet tech program at this point. Not at all. Vet tech is a program or a growing industry. Never too old. 40 years isn't that old. I'm 42 years old now, and I'm starting new things too all the time. No, not at all. And it's a great field to get into because it is growing by leaps and bounds. So definitely not. There are electives that you could choose, but You know what? We will follow up with you offline as well and finish answering your question, Mary. Okay. And it looks like some of the other questions we have, we're going to actually just follow up with the students offline with those because they are very specific to the question to the student. And instead of addressing them in an open forum, we're gonna coach the student one-on-one. But if anybody else has any other questions, just let us know now. Otherwise, um, we have the career coaches at pennfoster.edu. That is our email address. Our phone number is 1-800-572-1682. Our website is pennfoster.edu. So if you would like to make an appointment or talk to the career coaches or enroll in any of the programs at all that you see here today, or have any interest in any of the programs at all, be sure to check out our website and contact the admissions reps. And if you need any help with career services, we have the certified career coaches here to help you. We're so excited we had this opportunity. We look forward to meeting all of our new students and helping them accomplish all of their dreams.
Thanks again, guys.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you.